So out of all the guitars that I own right now, this old Les Paul has been with me the longest. And every time I plug it in, I'm blown away by how it sounds. It's from the mid 70s, and honestly, it might be my favorite sounding Les Paul that I've ever played. And yeah, it's not a Gibson. This is an Ibanez lawsuit era Les Paul Deluxe 59er model, and it's the first vintage guitar that I've ever owned, and one that I will never get rid of for sentimental reasons, though I'll spare you those details. When I stumbled upon this, it was kept in an old 70s Les Paul case, and I thought to myself, wow, I'm about to stumble upon some really cool old Les Paul. But instead, it was this. I was a little disappointed at first, but once I got it plugged in and really started to understand it, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I still do to this day. Every time I plug it in, it just blows me away. These pickups are really incredible. I believe it's a super distortion in the bridge, and I'm not really sure what the neck pickup is, but it is by far my favorite sounding neck pickup of any guitar that I own. And here are some unique features about it. Obviously, right off the bat, we can see that it has a nice bright maple fingerboard, which is not common on Les Pauls. Three-piece maple neck, bolt-on, and a belly cut. So can this even be called a Les Paul if it's not a set neck guitar with a rosewood or ebony fingerboard? Technically, by body shape and design, yes it is. But there are some subtle differences like the fingerboard material and the bolt-on neck design that add a lot of unique characteristics to this that I believe set it apart from your standard typical Les Paul sound. Let's see how this guitar compares with my Gibson Custom 1960 reissue. So both fantastic guitars. And as you can hear, this one has a strong mid-range presence, which I believe adds to the uniqueness of this guitar compared to the Gibson. But again, both sound wonderful and both will serve a purpose. And for the build quality between the two, obviously the custom shop is going to take the win on that one. It's more attention to detail. The set neck is a little bit more of a fine craft, and they use much better parts over at the Gibson custom shop than what they were using for these Japanese lawsuits in the 70s. As far as playability goes, Gibson Custom has really worked on the feel of their instruments, so they are going to be consistent with one another and you know what you're going to get. And this one, on the other hand, has been around a lot longer than that custom shop. So it has some stories to tell, and sometimes it's very difficult to play. But sometimes I like a little fight in my instruments, and it's a little more rewarding once you finally get used to it and get a handle and forces you to play some new ideas. So the point of this video, and I guess the message that I'm trying to say, is that the logo does not make the guitar. You might be really surprised if you just stop and focus on really what works with your sound and what you're trying to accomplish, rather than chasing name brands like Gibson or Fender. If you go to your local music store and pick any Les Paul, Custom Shop, USA, Epiphone, roughly you're going to be in the same ballpark tonal-wise. What I've been looking for lately, personally, is just something unique that stands out. And these definitely fit the bill. So if you haven't played one of these and are thinking about trying one, I highly recommend going to check one out. You might be surprised just how good they really are. So thanks for hanging out. If you've played one of these, drop it in the comments below. Would love to hear your stories. My name's Chris Ellis. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon. Thanks.